Hi, James. Thank you so much for your support. How are you? I haven't even clicked started and you're already supporting me. How are you? Can you hear me well, by the way? I don't know if my mic is working well today. Will you be streaming today? What am I drinking? It's actually a green juice. It kind of settled now. I have to get that door. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Yeah, it's a green juice. Let me switch over to this camera and I'll be right back. Mija, ya viene papá, okay? Hello, everyone. Thank you. Mushrooms, yes, will be cooking with mushrooms today. Brody, how are you? Oh, Bad Biscuits, you rated me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yay, the Bad Biscuits raid. Thank you so much. I'm sorry that if you guys don't know, follow Bad Biscuits. She sometimes comes to cook on here, and then sometimes she just comes on to chat and have a good time. Yeah, it worked. Oh my God, James, thank you so much. James, I really appreciate that. Thank you. I don't have shots like you do on your streams, but I have green juice. If you guys don't know James, he's streamed on YouNow a couple of times, but he also is an amazing streamer. You brought masa. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, James?
He just gifted me like 2,000 likes.
Keep it up. Keep it going.
I said I don't have shots like him, but I have green juice. Thank you so much, Olivia. I really appreciate that. But yeah, if you guys don't know, James is an awesome gamer, and his streams are always really fun. And he films. He's super talented, and he like BMXs, and he skydives, and like he's just one of the coolest people. Panda said, "What's up, tech guy?" But he goes on Twitch, and I think stop. No, it's true. So he streams on Twitch a lot more. I think you've only streamed like a couple times on YouNow, which I still think you should come back every now and then. But yeah, I think if I'm correct, Mr. James BMX is exactly the same handle you have on Twitch, right? Is that right? Let me know. But yes. Yep. Okay, cool. So yeah, follow him on Twitch if you don't hear. Panda, thank you for inviting your fans. How are you, Panda? I saw you on Olivia's stream, but I didn't want to interrupt. I want to know how you're doing. No, thank you. It's always fun joining your streams, especially like now when you've been doing those horror ones. They're really fun. It's kind of fun to watch you like be really scared, because I can't imagine like you're using the VR. Like it must feel like you're in this horror scene. Thank you for inviting your fans, Olivia. And thank you too, James. I appreciate it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna get started. There's a couple of us now. Let me just put this away. By the way, James, if you ever want to make tortillas, this is like the corn masa to get here in New York. They're awesome. It's my favorite one. I'm super spoiled because I don't have to make my own to make fresh tortillas. It's non-GMO masa that has like literally nothing in it. They're an amazing small business, and this was just delivered, so I'm gonna put that away in my fridge. I am not sponsored by them or anything. They're just like such a cool company. Panda said you're good, just chilling now. My regular Tuesday night. Oh, nice. Hopefully you're not too tired and I don't make you fall asleep on my stream. But I'm gonna get started. So the recipe I'm gonna be making today, and if you've never been on my stream, I come on here on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern and I cook something pretty much all plant-based and healthy. I really try to stick to as like healthy as possible. Today what I'm making is actually a recipe that's like a hit on my home. I try to make things for you guys that like I actually eat. Like I feel like on my YouTube channel, I do a lot of recipes that of course I eat them, but they're not like my regular day-to-day sort of meals. But when I come and stream, I want to stream food for you guys that like I actually eat with my family, like that people actually really enjoy eating. And this is one of them. I know it sounds like, oh, mushrooms, you know, but I honestly think mushrooms is one of the most versatile ingredients out there. You can really turn it into a lot of different things. And this one, I'm going to keep it like pretty simple. I honor the mushroom itself. I want to keep the flavor of them there. However, like something just beautiful happens when I add the ingredients and I put them in the oven. And that's what I'm going to be doing. And I think I missed, oh, Van Gogh, thank you for becoming a fan. I appreciate it. Thank you, James. Another 400. You're way too kind to me. I'll take another sip of juice. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, James. Hi, Calvin. Thank you for inviting your fans. I'm making some healthy mushrooms today. Thank you, Grant, for inviting your fans too. The colander looks so cool. I actually just got this as a gift from a small family-owned business. I forget where they're located. They're here in the U.S., but they ship pretty much everywhere. And they were really kind, and like I love it. They were so kind. They were like, choose anything you want from our store. And honestly, I didn't need anything. I feel so bad. I'm like, you guys are way too kind. So I just like got this because I actually needed this. But I'm going to go ahead and wash these really quick. And this is a thing that people tell you about mushrooms. They'll tell you like, just grab a napkin and clean it off or whatever. That may be true if you're making a raw mushroom dish, but if you're going to bake them or pan fry them, you don't need to worry about that. Mushrooms are like a sponge. So you actually want to keep some of the water content in them in this recipe. So you'll be right back. You're at work. Okay, well, thank you, James, for stopping by. And hopefully I get to see you on your stream soon. Thank you so much, James. You don't have to do that. Thank you. Grant, are the shrooms what? They're not those kind of shrooms, but they are delicious, healthy shrooms. How about that? Thank you, James. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, I'm just stepping to the side just to like give these a rinse. And I'm going to actually like start cutting them up. I don't have to cut them up too like crazy, but yeah. You're sure? They're not those kind of shrooms. Although, whatever floats your boat, you know, if you're into those kind of shrooms, whatever is your thing. Okay, I'll see you soon, Olivia. Okay, so I'm just giving them a quick little rinse. I noticed they were pretty much cleaned off for the most part, but I still want to give them a nice little rinse. Okay, cool. So, and again, we're not going to have to do too much to these mushrooms. I'll leave them in the corner. I'm actually going to put a napkin over it. Thank you for the 10, Panda. Okay. I'm going to put this under it. Here is my good old knife. And I'm just going to start cutting them. So the thing with mushrooms, obviously, unless you like freshly pick them, which when I was a kid, I got to do that. I lived out in the middle of nowhere and we had fresh mushrooms all the time after it rained. And it's one of my favorite memories, like ever. But these are from the store and they're baby Bella mushrooms. But pretty much any mushroom will work, although I don't suggest shiitake in this because the flavor would be way too strong. Hi, Brenda. I am having a really good day. How are you doing? You love mushrooms. I'm so happy to hear. And honestly, thank you so much for stopping by again, Brenda. I really appreciate you coming to my streams, like honestly. So yeah, these are just little baby Bellas. I'm just gonna quarter them. So half, and the bottom, I took a little Ooh, my camera is not focusing. There we go. I took a little piece off from the bottom just because it looked a little like dark. I don't want that, but if it looked fine, like I'm not gonna take it off. Like this one looks fine. Do you see that? So I'm just gonna like take it off from there. And to go with the mushrooms, I'm also going to be making a rice dish. And this rice dish, thank you for the 50 Panda. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Normally this type of rice is something that you can make and serve with a lot of other things on the side. Thank you, Panda. Honestly, thank you so much. It's a type of white rice that pretty much, Panda, seriously, thank you so much. You're way too kind. Can you guys hashtag Panda, please? Like, seriously, thank you. But yeah, this Mexican white rice is a rice that like will seriously go with pretty much everything. It's like a sort of basic white rice, and it will go with pretty much any sort of vegetable. Panda, thank you. Oh my goodness, thank you, Panda. You are so kind to me. I really appreciate you. And my oven is on. It's on at 350. Oh my goodness, Panda. Thank you so much. Panda, seriously. 500? Jeez, thank you so much, Panda. You and James are way too kind to me. Okay, so my oven is at 300, and I said 50, but I lied. It's 375 degrees. It's already preheated. I just turned it on when I came on the stream, and it beeped, and it said it's good to go. So I'm gonna try to work with these mushrooms so we can get them in the oven, and then I'll show you the rice dish. And this mushroom was a little bit big, so I'm going to cut a couple pieces. Cut it into a couple of other pieces. There we go. Okay, but will this dish work with any type of mushroom? Yeah, so I was saying, you can use the little like white button mushrooms, cremini mushrooms, right? You can use those. You can use, obviously baby bella mushrooms are just baby portobello mushrooms. So you could use a portobello, but cut it down into like smaller pieces. Definitely, I wouldn't use a mushroom like a lion's mane. That's way too like delicate for this type of dish. And I would not use shiitake, like I said earlier, just because the flavor is going to be so overpowering. Hello, Shedstown. Your handle's funny. How are you? Welcome to my stream. So yeah, not a shiitake. Shiitakes, I find them to be, like, I have a pretty, like, I love all sorts of different vegetables and stuff, but I find shiitake to be a little bit overpowering, depending on the dish. You know, sometimes it can pair really well, but like to eat straight out as like a main part of the dish, like I would definitely would not recommend that. So yeah, hope that answers your question, Panda. And as far as the rice, I want to show you kind of like a very basic white Mexican style of rice because it pairs really well, not just with Mexican dishes, but with a lot of different kinds of dishes. Like this one, like this is not like a Mexican per se type of mushroom dish, but the rice just, it's so versatile. However, if you didn't want to eat rice for some reason, hello Pure Existence and Melina, welcome to my stream. If you didn't want to use rice, I would suggest using mashed potatoes. And I know that sounds weird, but it's a starch, one, just like the rice. And two, if you flavor your mashed potatoes well, especially if you kind of leave them on the chunky side and not weigh like, you know, the proper French style mashed potatoes that are like super strained. If you leave them a little bit on the chunky side, you throw in a little bit of sauteed kale and some garlic, chives, this dish goes really, really well with that too. But I wanted to show you again a versatile type of rice that you can use with something other than just this mushroom dish. You like chunky and buttery. Me too. Like, I know it's not the proper way, and you know, chefs will tell me I need to go back to culinary school. But I really, really enjoy a more chunky sort of rustic mashed potato. I really do. I don't know why, but like the French style one sometimes reminds me of like when people make like boxed, like dry mashed potatoes. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why. It reminds me of that. Like the texture does, not the flavor. Obviously the flavor's good. And hello, Jan Robert. Welcome to my stream. And Murdoch, welcome to my stream. I am making a mushroom dish tonight with a white rice. But yeah, and then also like French style mashed potatoes have so much dairy. And you can obviously like veganize that and make it like a plant-based one. But geez, it's a lot. It's a lot of butter. Like a lot. So it's a bit much for me. Like, it's just not how I normally eat, you know? Okay, so I'm getting at the end of this. And once I'm done with this, we're just gonna throw it all in a bowl. And to be quite honest, you could even just use the same baking dish that you're gonna put these in. Such an easy recipe, but when I tell you it's full of flavor, like it is full of flavor. And I feel like the majority, I wouldn't say all, but the majority of my recipes are all really pretty much like this, you know, where I really enjoy playing with vegetables and allowing them to bring out the flavor in a way that like you might not have thought about, but adding a couple things to just like have like a flavor bomb in your mouth, like without having to like deep fry and bread and things like that. Do you know what I mean? I've been vegetarian for such a long time that I just really learned. Wait, hold on, Panda. You said, imagine Ben here. No, hello. Oh, I know, where is Ben? Good question. Is he working? I am wondering. I didn't see him stream. He streamed yesterday and I feel so bad because I honestly could not watch it. And I didn't see him stream today. I'm assuming he's working, right? Hello, official Queen Royalty. Welcome to my stream. He's here now. Really? Ben, you're here? Where are you? Oh, thank you for inviting your fans. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm gonna throw out these little bits that I cut off at the end. So let me do that. And I'm just gonna get the baking dish. I wanna show you how easy it is to put it together and have flavorful food. Okay, let me throw this out really quick. Ben, how are you? My cat said hello if you heard him. I literally said, Ben, and he screamed too. Have you been working, Ben? We were just talking about how I didn't see you stream today. Okay, I have to get my baking dish, and I forgot to get it out from underneath all the stuff. So 1 second, guys. I will be just right here. Thank you for inviting your fans. The mascot has spoken. Oh, I hope I don't drop all sorts of stuff, guys. Oh, okay, I think I did good. Okay. Let me just here is my baking dish, and let me just rinse this off. You just got home. From work, I'm assuming? Yeah? Okay. So here is my baking dish. Hi, Talia. Oh, from Hawaii. Welcome, Talia. I just saw your message. I am so sorry. How is your day going? And Brenda, I would love to know, like, what have you been up to? Okay, I'm gonna move. Ben, thank you for the 400. You don't have to do that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, you're too kind, Ben. Christina said, hola, just stopping by in the beginning stages of labor. Christina's going into labor. Okay, I'm gonna try not to be too excited for you, but enjoy. You got this. You can do this. You're about to go through one of the most magical experiences of your life, and I trust that everything will be fine and you'll be taken care of. You got this. Stay at home as much as you can to just, you know, come into that feeling. There's something really exciting waiting for you, right? Oh, Christina, I'm so happy for you. Super painful. Just breathe. Promise you got this. Your body knows what to do. Tell your mind to just shh for a little. I promise. You're gonna be good. So exciting. Oh my gosh. Christina. I'm really trying hard not to be like overly excited for you, but that's so fun. Okay, not the pain, but I promise you got this. It can happen. Your body knows what to do. Just breathe the mushrooms. Avocado Slayer. Always coming in here and saying something so funny. I mean this too. I had a natural labor, and I know it can be really, really scary, but if you let your body do it, you'll be good. And I'm sure you have like your husband next to you, and it's all gonna work out. I won't bother you too much. Watch something funny since you're in the beginning. I remember in the beginning part of labor, I was watching Friends. Like, I literally watch hours of Friends. Just something sort of like mindless to like not get me to think too much, you know? Olivia, thank you for the heart. Yeah, and it really helped. Like, just breathing, watching something funny, drink water, you know? I promise your body knows what to do. Brenda said, my life is complex, so I've been living and learning, Adriana. Brenda, it takes a lot to say that. Like, first of all, thank you for sharing, but may your lessons come easy, and may they bring you the peace that you're looking for. And I promise you, you're probably not the only one, you know, if that makes you feel any better. I feel like the world is going through lessons, you know? But I'm glad that you're on my stream, and if there's more you want to share or talk about, I'll be happy to talk. I don't want to like go too deep into your life if you don't want to. Okay, so here are my mushrooms all cut up. And now we're gonna start adding the ingredients. And I think my kitchen's getting dark, guys. Wow, is it really coming to fall? I think that's a little bit better. Oh yeah, okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do is add olive oil. And I'm not gonna measure too much of this because again, it just depends how much you're doing. I forgot to tell you in the beginning of the recipe, I'm using 3 boxes of the portobello mushrooms. How many ounces are in those little boxes? Let me see. I want to tell you. It's, these were the ones that I got, little organic ones, 8 ounces. Okay. So I'm using 3 ounces, or 3 boxes of the 8 ounces. Usually I recommend 1 box per person. So there's 3 of us eating this tonight. So I'm using the 3 full boxes. So I'm just added enough olive oil to cover it. And this is gonna be like the star of the ingredients, which is balsamic vinegar. Try to find one that's like a good quality one. This one's pretty decent, I would say. I tried it out because it was like a cheaper version of the one I usually get. And I thought it was pretty good, but I've had better. And I think the better ones definitely do make a difference in these recipes. But I'm gonna add enough again to just cover it. So I would say we're at about 3 tablespoons. So about a tablespoon per packet. Okay. Brenda, God bless you. Oh, yeah, you're gonna be good, Brenda. As long as you're open to life lessons, you know? Like, that says so much about where you're at. You're like in that painful stage where you're like going through the life lesson, but like, since you're so open to the life lesson, it's all gonna work out, you know? I'm adding brown sugar. I'm adding about, it's like a tablespoon. I don't want it to be too sweet, but I do want it to coat and bring some sweetness. And I do recommend brown sugar. Obviously, if you're in a pinch and you don't have anything else, it's fine, but I'm using brown sugar. I'm not gonna wash my hand yet because I'm gonna mix everything, but here we go. So now I'm gonna add sodium, low sodium soy sauce. As an alternative, you 100% could use amino acids like I usually do. It's gonna have pretty much a very similar sort of flavor, but I do think the soy sauce is a little special in it. And I'm gonna add like 2 tablespoons. I don't want it to be too salty, but this is going to be my salt. Okay. And before I mix this, let me mix this a little bit, just so that they start marinating in there. It's already smelling so good. Like, the balsamic and the sweetness, oh, it's just so delicious. I'm gonna taste my finger because that's how I'm gonna gauge if I need a little bit more of anything. I always encourage you guys to taste everything because even when you're like making a recipe and it's like 100% by the book, your ingredients might be a little bit different than the original recipe. So like always taste it. Olivia says already looks yummy. Okay, let me taste it. I actually think something's a little bit more balsamic. So let me wash my hands. Okay. Let me wash my hands. I'm gonna add a little bit more of the balsamic. Just a little bit. I would say that's like 2 teaspoons. I'm gonna add a little bit more soy sauce. Okay. Now I'm gonna add black pepper. I think I may also open up my window. It was actually pretty chilly in here, like all day. And then now that I turn on the oven, I'm like back to sweating. Okay, so it's just enough black pepper to cover it. I'm gonna move this aside while it just kind of like marinates on its own while I chop a little bit of garlic. Or actually, I'm not gonna chop it because, no, I should chop it. I don't want it to be too tiny and burn. Okay. I'm gonna clean this off. There we go. And I'm not gonna use all of it. I'm gonna use 3. I'm gonna leave the other ones for the rice. So I'm gonna use the 3. And let me open up my window because it is getting really hot. Okay, I'm back. I already feel some breeze. How is the weather where you guys are at? It finally felt like chilly here in New York City. We had been having like the most perfect weather all of September. Like honestly, I mean sometimes humid, but definitely not, you know, too hot. Olivia says it's a bit chilly here. It is. Well, you're by the Rocky Mountains, so I would assume. Do you get snow like where you're at, Olivia? I'm assuming you do, right? Okay, and I'm just gonna do like a rough chop on this. I was going to use my garlic press, but I don't want it to be too tiny that it like burns, you know? Because once it burns, we're gonna get that not so pleasant garlic flavor of like bitter, and I don't want that. Okay. It does snow. Do you get a lot of snow, like, or just, you know, like decent amount? Panda says, a bit chilly here. Oh no, wait, rain, rain, and rain. It's been raining. It rained here Sunday, like all Sunday night, and then it rained a little bit yesterday again. But today's just been gloomy and chilly, but like enough that I can wear a sweater and it still feels good, you know? Oh, this light went off. A ton. Do you enjoy the snow, Olivia? Sorry, my camera got a little dark, guys. I apologize. Okay. So there we are. Nice little rough chop. Yes and no. Aw. Damon, thank you for becoming a fan. I appreciate it. Okay. You don't like driving in the snow, Olivia. I know. I mean, no, I don't know. I've never driven in the snow. I live somewhere where it snows, but like I haven't had a car in years because like in the city, nobody needs a car. It's actually more of an inconvenience, you know? But I can only imagine. Like I honestly don't enjoy driving. I know how to drive and I live somewhere where I had to drive all the time and I didn't like it, and then I came to New York City and I just love taking the train everywhere or a taxi if need be, somebody else drive me. But I definitely would not want to drive in the snow. Okay, so I mixed in all of the garlic and there's one more thing that I am going to add to this. Let me just wash my hands. Damon, how was your day, by the way? I'm not sure when you joined my stream, but I noticed you became a fan. Okay. Let me throw all of this stuff out, all these little bits, and bring over my little thyme. I have this cute little thyme plant, and I actually needed thyme for this recipe, so I'm going to be cutting up a little bit If you don't have fresh thyme, 100% you could use the dry one. I use it all the time. Like, if for some reason I don't have the fresh one, thyme. This plant has been so nice to me and she's been happy in here, but not all thyme plants like being inside. So sometimes I just have to deal with the dry one. Let me see, I don't want to cut it. There we go. This is a good one to cut. So if you're using dry, you're going to use a lot more normally. Although it kind of depends. If your dry herbs are like very fresh, you might not need that much, but I'm going to use probably like 3 of little sprigs of it. If you do have fresh, like if you find it at the grocery store, I do highly recommend it. It does have a better flavor than the dry. So here's my second one, and I'm gonna use my third one. Cute, I want one. You totally should get one, Olivia. I feel like for the price that sometimes you pay for the little packages of fresh herbs at the store, you know, you could actually just buy an entire little plant. So I highly encourage it. And, you know, it's plants, they make us happy. So I'm just gonna gently tear off little pieces of it in here. I wanted to just like bring out flavor, but I don't want it to be overpowering. And it's totally okay if there's pieces of like the stem where it's not too hard. And Olivia, by the way, like one of the best places you can get fresh herbs that work really well, and normally they are organic and really inexpensive, it's either like Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. Those 2 places usually have some pretty good ones. Just be careful and don't buy one that's been overwatered. Sometimes they do that. If the plant looks happy, more than likely it's fine. If it's starting to get like little brown leaves, then you know that it's probably not the best one. Look how pretty it looks in there. Oh, and it smells so delicious. Thyme has such a like earthy smell, but also almost like almost like a minty, grassy. Oh, I find it to be so beautiful. Young Legends. Why did I have trouble saying that? My English fell there. Hello and welcome to my stream. How are you today? Okay, I'm making a mushroom dish here. I'm getting ready to put this in the oven. So one last time before I put this in the oven. So it's cremini mushroom, or not cremini, sorry, baby portobello mushrooms, garlic, thyme, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, soy sauce, and brown sugar. I'm gonna taste it with my finger one more time, like just to kind of see. If you notice, the mushrooms have pretty much absorbed all of the liquids already, which is good. That's what we want. But let me taste it. I feel like it needs a little salt. So instead of adding more soy sauce, I'm gonna actually add some salt, just a little bit. Oh yeah, and black pepper. There's black pepper in there. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna mix it around one more time. Wash my hands and then go put it in the oven. My oven is already set to 375 degrees. My cat is hungry. All right, so I'm taking this to the oven. I'm gonna set it for, I'm gonna put the timer for 35 minutes, and in the meantime, we'll make the rice. Whew, okay, that is hot. Hot, hot, hot. All right, let me put this away. And I'm gonna take you guys, well, I'm gonna chop up some stuff and then take you 1 second, guys. I have to go put my cat away because he's just gonna start talking. The backup singer. I know. I'm sorry, Panda. You love the scissors. Thank you. It's for my little herbs, for my little herb garden in the background. I'll be right back. Do you guys want to see him? He probably just wants you to see him. This is my cat. His name is Cutter. And he cries and cries until he gets fed. And for my subscriptions, I am making a little sticker of him. No, I shouldn't make one. I think I should. I'm making one because he's always on my streams. Just loves to be in them. But let me go put him over here. Can you help me with Cutter, please? All right. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna wash my hands before I keep working. Hi, Perry. Welcome to my stream. Panda, I am curious. I know you have 3 cats. Do they want your attention? Or are they pretty much just like normal cats that just do whatever they want to do and like want you to leave them alone? I feel curious. Hi, Andrew. A cat meowing just adds to the overall experience. It's the reality of streaming. It's not my normal curated YouTube videos, right? He just came back, guys. Julie, wasn't loading on YouNow, but I'm here, meow. Thank you, Julie, for joining my stream. Okay, so for the rice, I'm going to show you really quick. I'm going to be making it in this donabe. And actually, this is the first I'm going to be making it on here. My normal pot that I use for a lot of my rice dishes, I think she's had enough of me. And she's at the end. So I'm going to be trying it out on here. I've made different kinds of rice dishes in here, but not this one. But it should all work fine. So we'll see. It might be a total fail. Hopefully not. But I have some jasmine rice here. And I'm going to be adding onion and garlic and saffron. And veggie broth. If you don't have veggie broth, it works fine with just water. I've done it both ways, but the veggie broth just adds a little, like, you know, extra to it. Okay, so let me chop the onion. Panda says, 1 very close to me, 1 timid one, and only like 2 feed time, and then sleep all day and only wake up food time. Aww. What do you like best, Panda? Do you like the one that wants to be near you all the time? And also, like, you should bring your cats on your stream. Okay, so I'm just gonna be doing a rough chop. This is a yellow onion. You can use white as well. I like using the yellow onion on this just because it adds a little like extra sweetness, you know? So let me remove this. I hear you, but it's not time for dinner yet, okay? Okay, and I'm just gonna do a rough chop. So I'm gonna cut it in half. I'm gonna take off the little butt. What do you guys call this? I always call it a butt, but maybe it's not a butt. What is the official term for it? Okay. Ooh, it is spicy. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm gonna open up the garlic. Julie, how is your day going, by the way? And Andrew, I'm really sorry again about this cat. The one that's always with me on my stream. I don't think I've ever seen your cat on your streams, Panda. Also, I haven't seen you stream lately. Oh, guys, I am crying. This onion is really really strong. The claws? What do you mean, Ben? Oh my god, your cat climbed on you and on your leg and Claudio on your live stream. Panda, I am sorry. You should have seen his face. You hate cutting onions. I know, Olivia. This is the second time I cry on my streams. Jeez, it's really strong. Oh, the spoon. Panda, I already cut it. I'm already crying. I seriously have forgotten to do it. Okay, guys, so if you don't know what Panda's talking about, he claims that if you take a spoon and bite it, I still have yet to try this, but you're saying like bite it like this, right? Yeah? And then you chop? That he says that if you do that, that something about the metal doesn't allow, what is the compound that, it's not Allison, that's garlic. But what's that compound that makes you cry? That it'll grab it and it won't get into your eyes and then you don't cry. Yeah, see, Olivia, he was telling you that on your stream the other day too. Okay. Again, I'm just doing a quick little chop here. Has anyone else ever tried the spoon plan, that hack, I guess, that Panda is talking about? Has anyone ever tried that? Onion juice compound. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's obviously there's an official name for it, and I should know this, but I don't, guys. I apologize. Sweet Karma, hello. Welcome to my stream. Okay, so I think I have everything ready for the rice. Here is my olive oil. I'm going to be switching cameras. So I'm going to be adding, let me put everything on camera. So here is my olive oil. Here is my rough chopped garlic, 2 of them. Half of it was pretty small yellow onion. So there's the half. And I have a little bit of saffron here. Some salt, of course. And let me get my veggie broth. Did I finish my veggie broth, guys? Maybe I will be making it with just water like I normally do. Here it is. So I'm going to be using what I have of veggie broth. This is just like what I made the other day. And whatever else I need, I'll just use regular water. It smells really good. This was a veggie broth. I like to make my veggie broths literally just like from the things that I have. Like I use trimmings and stuff and stock. Like when you're using broccoli, like the little stub at the end, like save that, make your broths. Like it comes out so much better than anything store-bought. I would rather cry than have a spoon sticking out of my mouth. Ben, you would. Okay. Panda is on my YouTube asking people if they've tried the backup spoon trick. Brenda says you have to wet your hands and the knife handle for the fumes to collect it to prevent crying. Wet my hands and the handle of my knife. Okay, see, I'll rather do that. So Brenda on YouTube is saying, wet your hands and the knife handle, and that will grab all of the fumes, or as Ben and I call it, the juice compound. Onion juice compound. Okay, I'm gonna move my camera, so I'm gonna bring you guys over to my stove. So let me set this up so we can get the rice going. Okay, here we are. Let me just move it a little bit so that you can actually see it. I think that should be good. Okay, My mushrooms are in the oven already. I'm gonna open this up. So I'm gonna turn the heat on here. And with a donave or any sort of like clay pot, you don't wanna put the heat way too high because it will break on you. So I'm gonna put it at a medium heat. Do you have a recipe for that on YouTube? For which one, Olivia? For the one I'm making at the moment? Okay, so now I'm gonna add my olive oil, and I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. For the veggie broth. I don't have one, honestly. I don't have a recipe for the veggie broth on YouTube. I probably should. It's actually a really good idea because I find that, you know, like people can be so intimidated by veggie broths. So I'm adding my onion and my garlic now. People can be so intimidated by veggie broths, but the thing is that like literally it's just whatever you have on, like whatever vegetables you have and can throw in there, like can really bring out flavor. It doesn't have to be too complicated. Oops, I dropped my lid. So now I'm gonna add the saffron. My saffron is actually like at the end of my package, so it's a little bit, like it's getting a little powdery, but it's okay, I'm gonna add it. This is about like a 1/4 teaspoon. You don't need too much, just a little bit. And the rice was dry. I didn't wash it or anything. It is jasmine rice, so it's going to bring really beautiful like notes to the dish. But obviously if you're using like a regular white, I don't know, long grain rice, I would suggest rinsing it and drying it off before you put it back into the oil. You don't want it to be wet and added to the oil. This is a stone pot, so it's gonna take a little bit for it to heat up. Hi, Sakrin, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you. Aww. Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone, to my stream where I'm cooking mushrooms and rice today. Really delicious, flavor-filled balsamic mushrooms, and some, hear my cat in the background. Oh, oh, thank you so much, Choco. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the support. Spoon for, hashtag spoon for onion. Thank you so much. Oh, you're too kind. Sakrin Raid, yay! And thank you for inviting your fans, Sakrin. What am I cooking today? I am making, oh, thank you for inviting your fans, Amanda. I appreciate that. Panda, spoon for onion. I am making, oh my goodness, Sakrin, thank you for the 400. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I am making some balsamic mushrooms. Let me show you with this camera here. I have them in the oven already. I should turn on the light so that way you guys can see. There you go. So they're in here. They're already baking. And here on the stove, I am making some white rice. Let me set the camera again. And I was just getting started on the rice. Oh, Ale, thank you for inviting your fans. I appreciate that. And if you guys don't know what Panda's talking about, wait, it's your birthday, Ale? Oh, happy birthday. What are you doing for your birthday? Amanda, your shirt's so cute. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's a play on the regular shirt of the band. I hope I don't offend anyone. I just thought it was funny and cute. Thank you for becoming a fan. Ale, what are you doing for your birthday? Okay. I would love to know. Okay, I'm gonna keep cooking here while I read your comments. So basically I have, in here I have some jasmine rice, garlic, yellow onion, olive oil, and a little bit of saffron. I almost forgot the name for a second. And what I like to do with this type of rice, it's a very sort of, again, it's like a traditional sort of Mexican white rice. You'll find it a lot in restaurants, like in Mexico City. It's pretty traditional. You either will find the more known orange rice that you see in a lot of like Mexican dishes, or you will find this type of white rice. So I wanted to show you this dish. And what you do is you heat up your pan, and you're going to try to toast. Like, that's like the best way that I can describe it. You just want your rice to toast a little bit and all of the ingredients to sort of like heat up and the flavors to start coming out. And then once it's a little bit like toasty, then I'm going to add the liquids. This pan is taking a little bit to heat up. I'm going to raise the heat now. I just want the heat to come. You celebrated? Aww. Do you want to share with us what you did for your birthday though? Like, how did you celebrate? Shh. Sorry guys about my cat. I ran out of his favorite wet food, so now he's gonna cry. He has food right there, but he's not stopping. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I did run out of it. Okay. So let's mix this up again. You can sort of hear the heat is coming, and the smell is so fragrant right now. It's again a jasmine rice. So it's, when it heats up, especially with the olive oil and the onion and the garlic, oh, it's just so good. Oops, dropped a little piece. And I'm starting to see, I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but it's starting to change color, so it's not completely white anymore. It has absorbed some of the olive oil, and it's starting to get a little bit toasty. And that's what we want. I don't want it to like burn or anything, and I definitely don't want it to get brown, but I do want it to get a little toasty. Just enough to like open up the rice. And this is like a very traditional way to make rice in Mexico. Like, some people will just steam it and throw the veggies in there, and that's totally fine. But like a lot of like the older generations really do the toasting, like you're seeing here. Oh yeah, okay, it's starting to get toasty. So at this point, I'm actually gonna turn the heat off, because I don't want it to burn. Turning the heat off, and I'm going to add the liquids. And I'm going to read your comments in a second. What kind of pan is this? It says a donabe, clay pot. So I think it's actually Japanese. So here's a cup. And that was the veggie broth that I had. I'm gonna substitute the rest of the water that I need with just regular water. So let me get that really quick. I need another cup and like a half, because I have a cup and a quarter. Here we go. I'm gonna add another half. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn my heat to a medium, or a high, I should say. And I just want to get this to a boil. And as soon as it boils, I turn it off and I just let it do its thing. But that only works in like a clay pot. If you're doing it in a regular pot, once it starts boiling, what you wanna do is you want to reduce the heat like to as minimum as possible. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of salt. And this is about 2 teaspoons. And I always encourage you guys to taste it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add like a drop of the liquid right now that it's not too hot. Oh, it already tastes so good. Needs a little bit more salt. So I'm adding it. I'm gonna keep an eye out on it. And as soon as it starts boiling, I will go ahead and turn off the heat and then put the lid on. And then that's the cool thing about these types of pots is that like now it retains all of the heat and it's so heavy and it's just going to allow, it's going to continue cooking in there, but in a way it like allows everything to stay absorbed because the top is so good. Okay, let me read your comments because I totally like missed everything while that's going. Or actually you can stay and look at my stove while I read them. Okay. I know, I'm so sorry, Amanda, about my cat yelling. Let me grab him, give him some love while that's going. Here is the Screamo guy. He's singing for us. I wish he had a better cry. He had family over and my mom made food. Oh, Ale, that's so nice. What kind of food did your mom make you? Your sister's cat is the same right now. Is he screaming for food, Zach? He should sing on Sakran's open mic. I know, right? Do like a Screamo type of song. Maybe they're talking to each other, Zach. Who knows? What if they can hear each other? Like, can't like cats and dogs, like, look at him. He's just like, leave me alone. Shh. Ooh, a clay pot, cool. We blend the ingredients together. Ooh, for rice? Is that what you mean, Ale? I mean, normally for for a Mexican, like the normal orange sort of rice that you see, I do blend those, but no, not for this one. I want the ingredients to kind of just like stay in there. Kitty, what's his name? His name is Cutter. Cudder. Pozole. Oh, Ale, I love pozole. So I say I'm plant-based because I do sometimes still consume eggs, but I'm mainly vegan, really. Lauren, thank you for becoming a fan. But yeah, I used to love pozole, but I do have a vegan version of it. I've been vegetarian for many years now, so I've translated a lot of my recipes into vegan ones, and that's actually what most of my YouTube channel is about. It's mostly vegan recipes that are Mexican, from like the very, very traditional. I do, so most of my recipes are on YouTube. Yeah, so they're on YouTube. I can't type it in because I am, oh wait, hold on, I can do it here. If you just type in my name, my channel will come up. Oh, not that, oh my goodness. My iPad totally did whatever I wanted to do. There you go. Oh, thank you, Panda. Yes, that's where I have most of my recipes. Thank you, Panda, I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know what that was. My iPad just did autocorrect and did whatever I wanted. Yes, Amanda, I thought you did. But yeah, that's where I have most of my recipes, and I now have the subscription button on here on YouNow as well, so you can save all the recipes that I come and do. I pretty much, it's okay, Amanda. But I pretty much stream every Tuesday at 4 p.m. I come and do a recipe, and sometimes on Thursdays I do. On Thursdays I like to play around a little bit. I sometimes will do coffee, sometimes I will do a type of tea. This Thursday, I should actually tell you guys, now that I'm waiting for the rice to like heat up and for my mushrooms to finish, this Thursday I'm actually going to be trying out a recipe that I've been wanting to try since last year, but I couldn't do it because I didn't have a juicer, like an official juicing machine. Is that me and Amanda gonna cook for us when we come visit? Oh wait, Panda, so this is Amanda that you said you're gonna have like food with, and she's gonna be in your town. I think you're talking about this, right? But yeah, this Thursday I'm gonna be trying now how to make James Hoffman's recipe for an all-natural homemade pumpkin spice syrup for your coffee. And if you don't know, different Amanda. Oh, okay. Sorry, Panda. No, I'm getting you in trouble. Amanda's like news to me. Sorry. I'm gonna get you in trouble, Panda. I apologize. Okay, my rice is going if you see it. I'll be right back and tell you about what I'm gonna be making on Thursday. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix it. I'm turning off the heat. And the beautiful thing about the donabe is that I just have to put the lid on. And it's gonna do its work. So heat off, lid on, and we're good. And I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna check on the mushrooms. I'll have you guys come with me. And then, oh my goodness, okay. Well, you can kind of see here. I'm checking on the mushrooms here. Let me get my oven mitts so I don't burn my hands. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. Okay. You can see it here. The mushrooms are almost done. But I'm gonna leave them in here. I want them to get a little bit more. I want some of those juices to kind of like caramelize a little bit. There was a little bit of brown sugar in there. So I do want it to caramelize. So I'm gonna put a timer for 15 minutes, and that should leave the rice beautiful. And it should also make the mushrooms just like perfect. So let me move this camera back over here. Oops, I don't want to make you guys dizzy. Here we go. And I will talk to you about what I'm going to do on Thursday. But let's see. I'm getting Panda in trouble over here. She thought I had some plans. Oh, Uncle Professor Ben? That's what you call Ben? I like that. Adriana, Amanda's a great singer. I will post. Amanda, you're a singer? Yes, please post it. I would love to hear you, Amanda. So on Thursday, wait, I don't think I follow you yet, Amanda. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, I just became a fan. I want to make sure I listen to you sing. But let's see, so on Thursday, I am going to try out a recipe to make pumpkin spice syrup. And before you hate on this, the reason I want to try it is I know pumpkin spice syrup is not for everyone. I actually don't like pumpkin spice syrup from like a Starbucks or from a Dunkin' Donuts or any of the syrups you can buy from a bottle. Like I actually think they taste very chemically to me. I don't know if that makes sense. And I'm sorry if I'm offending anyone and that's like your favorite drink, but I just really don't like them. And however, he said I'll make a debut in Zach's. Ooh, okay. Heck yeah, pumpkin spice. Okay. But the reason I want to try this recipe is because James Hoffman, he is like a world champion barista from the UK, actually. I think he has a restaurant. No, I don't think. I know he has a restaurant, or not a restaurant, a cafe shop somewhere. I'm not too familiar with the location. But he is like a world-renowned coffee world champion, and he has a YouTube channel, and I love his YouTube channel because I love learning about coffee and like everything he does. He just really, really knows his craft. And last year he did his version of a pumpkin spice syrup. But what he did is he actually got a pumpkin, like a real pumpkin, and then he juiced the pumpkin, which was such an interesting concept to me because it makes sense. He has like a brain that thinks for coffee, right? And so he was thinking like, how can I make this so that we get the full flavor of pumpkin? But he actually started out with making the recipe where he like baked the pumpkin, and then he strained it and was trying to get the juices out of it, and it didn't really make sense. So he was like, I'm gonna juice it. And basically the juice, along with some really bright spices, fresh spices that he hand ground himself, he made a syrup. And I've been wanting to try it, but I didn't have a juicer, and I just got a juicer. I think I told you guys on like 2 streams ago that I found a juicer. It was so inexpensive from like a really good brand. And I've been juicing because I juice all the time, but I was like juicing where like I would blend it and pass it through a strainer, you know, like, or buying juices, which are like $10 to go buy a juice here in New York City. It's so expensive. And I finally have a juicer, and I have a pumpkin. I'm going to show you guys my pumpkin. So I'm going to be making this little pumpkin I got this from my farmer's market, and it's so beautiful, and it was grown with love because that little family is like awesome. So I'm going to be juicing this pumpkin and making my own pumpkin syrup. And I have an espresso machine here, and I love my espresso machine, and I have some beautiful coffee that I just got from, it's actually a Mexican coffee. It's from the state of Chiapas, which a lot of people don't know that Mexican coffee is like really, really good because of the region of the southern part of Mexico where it grows. It creates beautiful coffee, but a lot of people don't know that. But this brand did a collaboration, and it's a newly roasted coffee, and they did a collaboration with David Lynch, and I guess it's a foundation where they've been bringing transcendental meditation to people working in the front lines in healthcare. So I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this and support them, and it turned out to be such a good coffee. So I'm going to be using this coffee and this and make my own syrup and see if that's a pumpkin spice that I like. Wait, Saccharine, I missed it. You're gonna go to your corner? I don't know if I understood that. Oh, I'll make your debut in Zag's. Oh, I get it. Okay. Square Mile Coffee Roaster. Yes, Square Mile Coffee Roaster. Yes, that is him. Wait, Adriana, do you have to make TikToks for sure? You give good info. Oh, thank you, Amanda. It's a lot of work. I mean, between YouTube and Instagram and streaming and like private chef work and I homeschool my daughter. It's maybe. I will think about it, Amanda. Oh, Amanda. Okay. And yes, Panda, on Thursday stream. I may be coming on here just earlier though. Like I think I'm gonna come around probably 1 p.m. on Thursday. I'm still trying to find like Thursdays at 4 p.m. works really good for streaming and like cooking for you guys. But on Thursdays, I'm still trying to find my time. I've done early morning streams, but I feel like everyone's at work or school. So I don't know if it's the best time for everyone. So I'm trying to like find a good time. So probably like 1 or 2 p.m. on Thursday. Shade thrown? No, not at all, Ben. There's no shade. I mean, people have lives. I'm not expecting everyone to just like drop what they're doing to come to my stream. Yeah. The computer froze? What do you mean? Why did it freeze?
You're too awesome.
Because you're working too? What happened? Wait, guys, can you still see me on my stream? I think so. What do I need to do? Wait, which one? Okay, my other computer apparently froze. I will be right back, guys. Let me see what's going on. It seems like everything is fine here. Yeah, see, everyone says that we see you.
But if I turn it off and start it over, it's going to ask for a stream fee.
No, I'll shut this off for sure. Okay, 1 second, guys. Let me see what I'm gonna do. Okay, I think it's gonna continue, but the computer froze. I think it's because he was working on it while on the other side the stream is going on. But we'll see, that's weird. Okay. Make sure you double check on the mushrooms. Yeah, I have a timer. Thank you, Panda. I have a timer and it should be fine for both. Amanda, you should sing for the halftime show. Yeah. Amanda should sing. Yes. You get waiting music. I hope it's still on. Okay, I think it is. Listen harder. Oh, okay, good. You do hear it. The Last King. You said, oh, I remember you from MasterChef. Yeah, you do. I was on there a long time ago, and I'm sorry, I just saw your message. Okay, so I think, I mean, as long as my stream is fine, we're just gonna leave the computer frozen. I have 5 more minutes, and then the rice and the mushroom should both be done. But yes, I will be back for sure on Thursday and make pumpkin spice the James Hoffman way. By the way, Panda, have you ever been to Square Mile Roasters? I think you gave me the name. Yeah, Square Mile Coffee Roasters. Have you ever been? Do you know of James Hoffman? I don't know if you're like really into coffee. What am I drinking? Green juice. There is, I put kale, cucumber, ginger, lemon, what else? The tops of a carrot, because they taste really good. I know it sounds weird, but they taste really good when juiced. And melon, green melon, and an apple. So it's actually sweet, on the sweeter side. And I made like a big one this morning. And this was what was left of it, so now I'm drinking that. I have so many good coffee in your village. Oh, that's so good. I think his shop is in London. Am I wrong? I could have sworn. The leaf part of the carrot, yeah. So like the green tops. I think I have some. I'll show you. I like got the carrots and then I take the tops off and then I save them. You can still tell that's where they were at. And I actually use these in my veggie broth as well. Like, they taste very good. I know most people don't eat them, but I do. And they're really good for you. And I pretty much save like all of the tops, like the beetroots, all of those things. Like I like to juice them or put them in broths. And it just brings really beautiful flavor. Like even with broccoli, as I was saying earlier, I don't know if you were here yet, Amanda, but the little like, you know, stubs of the broccoli, I save those and I make those into, either I juice them or I make them into broth. I must sound really weird, but I promise you it's good. Especially the carrot tops, they taste like carrot. Very much like a carrot. All right, let's go check on the mushrooms. I'm gonna bring you guys. I'm gonna switch the camera so that way you guys can see the stove. And I should also prep a dish here. Let me clean up my, clearly I had hair. It smells sweet too. It really does, Panda. You didn't know how to do that, Amanda? Yeah, like a lot of people don't. I feel, I grew up in a farm, so I feel like we just used as much of everything, you know, as possible. And a lot of people don't know that, but like, I'm really lucky when I go to my farmer's market, and then some shops here will leave the tops. So I just use them. Okay. This is where I'm gonna serve my food. I like serving things in bowls. Probably a lot more than others, but yeah. Okay. Let me put my little pumpkin aside for Thursday. I set it up there. I might need to actually turn on the camera. In the meantime, let me set up the stove camera over here. Okay. All right, let's check. My timer is about to go off, like literally. So I'm just gonna turn it off and check on those mushrooms. Oh, looks so good. Okay, yeah. These mushrooms are perfect. I'm gonna turn off my oven, I should say. And I know that this sounds, again, like such a simple dish, but like seriously, it's so flavorful. I'm gonna grab my rice paddle. We're gonna open up this donabe and see what's going on with the rice. It's really, really hot. Oh yeah, look at that. I swear this cooks such beautiful rice. Look at that. Okay. It smells so, like, how can I describe it? It's really, obviously if you've had jasmine rice, you know that smell of like beautiful jasmine rice. But because we added the olive oil with the onion and the saffron and the garlic, and the vegetable broth, like it's just extra beautiful. Oops. And again, this is a very traditional white Mexican rice. There's different kinds that are traditional. And I do have the other traditional recipe of rice on my YouTube channel. So if you are curious about that one as well, it is on there, but this one's so versatile. So I'm gonna cover it up because I do want it to stay warm. And then I'm gonna bring the mushrooms. I wanna show you the mushrooms up close. Let me turn on this light here. The mushrooms like released a lot of the balsamic and the soy sauce that I put on them. but at the same time, you can tell that they like really absorbed a lot of that flavor. So it's like you're seeing a combination in the liquid of like the water, the natural water content that's in them, and just some of those spices. They're going to be like, they're cooked all the way, and they're, especially like some of these on the edges, they got a little bit roasted, but if you can tell, like there's still a bite to them. They're definitely not mushy mushrooms. So I'm gonna switch cameras. I'm gonna serve the mushrooms, and then that way you can see them. I'm gonna taste one really quick. So much flavor in them. You're hungry now. Let me add mushrooms in here and taste it all together with you guys. I'll switch cameras so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I actually need a spoon. And clearly it smells good in here because this cat will not stop crying. Okay, I'm gonna remove. And when I serve this, I wanna serve the mushrooms, but I also wanna get a little bit of that liquid and make sure to get a little bit of it on the rice. Let me clean off my plate a little bit. There's a little bit of the saffron. Oh, thank you, Panda, for capturing a moment. And just to finish it off, I'm gonna add a little bit of cilantro, just to give it a little bit of color. I have some beautiful cilantro here. And give me 1 second, guys. It's okay. Can you just hold them really quick? Thank you. It's still frozen. Let me wash my hands, guys. I want to make sure you guys can at least hear me on the end of it. I wish I had a farmer's market near me. Oh, I wish you did too. Are you sure there's not one? I feel like nowadays they're becoming, you know, people are asking more for them. You may have one near you. Looks great. Ours usually only in the summer. Oh, yeah, mine finishes up in November. So I'm like coming to the end of it, and I'm pretty sad about it. I'm not gonna lie. You're hungry now, Zach. Thank you, Amanda. Okay, so I'm just gonna chop it with my fingers. And this cilantro is so young and so beautiful and so fragrant. It's definitely not just gonna look pretty, but it's going to add a little bit of color to it. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit on it. And I don't think you can see it much on this camera. Let me try and see if I can get closer to it. It looks really dark fulfilling, guys. Especially like if you're trying to have a night, you know, even if you're not plant-based and you're trying to eat without meat for a day or something, this is a really filling dish. So let me try it out. My mouth is watering. It's still pretty hot, so try not to burn my mouth here. The mushrooms grab the flavor of everything. Like, you can taste the balsamic vinegar, you can taste the soy sauce, you can taste the thyme, you can taste the mushroom. You know, like it's still, like there's so much of flavor in there, but the mushroom is still earthy enough on there. It's really, really good. Yum, 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 says Panda. And the little bit of brown sugar that I added with the mushrooms just like really helps to balance everything out. The balsamic vinegar has enough acidity. The soy sauce has enough salt, obviously. The mushrooms have like an earthiness. The brown sugar has a sweetness. The thyme really like brought in a fresh flavor. Oh, it's so, so good. And like I was saying earlier, this is a perfect comfort food. Yeah, Panda, like especially now that we're getting into the fall and you want to eat something comforting but like not too heavy at the same time, this is that dish. And as I said at the beginning of the stream, or maybe in the middle of it, if you don't want to make rice with it, the other option is like suggest making those mashed potatoes, adding some sauteed kale and garlic into the mashed potatoes along with maybe something fresh like green onions or some chives, making them just like chunky and rustic, and then throwing this on top of them. That's another really, really good option. I sometimes make it like that, but I know I've shown you guys mashed potatoes before on the stream, so I wanted to do something different, and the other version that I normally make with these mushrooms is this rice. There's like so much flavor. I know most people probably don't believe me. You're thinking like it's just a mushroom, but I promise you, it just works so well. And the rice, like, it's really subtle, but it balances out all of like the powerful flavors of the mushrooms. And again, that's why like mashed potatoes would work really well with this too, is because it's going to give another dimension and of course carbs to your dish to like really be fulfilling. But it's not going to be overpowering. Like I feel like if you were to do like another type of rice with this, it would either be too subtle or too overpowering, and this works just really, really well. Yeah. So I'm at the end of my stream, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on here and being so kind to me. Thank you for your support. Ben, thank you for coming. I know you came from work and I really appreciate that. I'm also wanted to let you guys know, my camera is not focusing, but I wanted to let you guys know that this week I should have the stickers finalized for the subscription. So if you are interested in that, and Ben and Christina, I don't know if Christina's still here because I know she's in labor, but I will be having those ready for you guys. I'm really excited. My niece, who is a very talented artist, she's making one of myself, and then I'm making other ones that you guys can use on other people's streams. So I have one of myself, and then there's going to be a cat, and there's going to be a coffee mug, and food related stuff and things like that. So I'm almost at the end of those, or finalizing those, not at the end, but finalizing those. So I should have them by the end of this week, and hopefully that's my goal. But I'm excited, and I will be getting those out to you guys soon. I know, Ben. I feel bad. I'm like, I know you subscribe. I haven't given you any stickers yet, but I want to make sure they're good and I'm not just like randomly putting out a Bitmoji looking like sticker, you know? So thank you so much. Thank you for everyone, whether you're on YouTube or YouNow. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, let's rate some. Well, I'm not gonna be, actually, hold on. It might work on my iPad. So I have my iPad here for it so I can see you guys' comments, but the stream was streaming on the computer that froze, which I don't know how. I can try it. I just can't, because I am on the iPad, I can't see. Well, let's see. Maybe I can see on here who's on. Oh, I know who to raid. Just because he's an artist and I think he's so talented. He's Spins Dan Hamer, I think that's how you pronounce it. And he's drawing, and he's such a talented artist. He's drawing something right now. We should do that. How about that? Yeah? Is that cool? So yeah, I'm gonna do a raid for him. And I'll be back on Thursday. I'm pretty sure 1 p.m. That's my goal, is to be here on Thursday at 1 p.m. That would make his day? Okay, cool. I think he's just so talented. And I really enjoy his like calm streams. He has good music all the time. But only if it's work? What do you mean, Panda? Oh, I mean, at some point I'm gonna have to restart the computer and that will end it. But I think I should be able to end it here. Okay, let's hope. Thank you so much for joining me. I will be back on Thursday to make a homemade fresh pumpkin spice syrup. I know, you're so hungry. We will be back, okay? Thank you so much. Okay, let me try to rate him. Don't go yet. Bye, Cutter. See, they said bye to you. Okay, he has such a long name. Let's see if we can do this. I hope it ends it, guys. Okay. Spins. Hold on 1 second. Okay, raid. Spins. Spinned. Oh my goodness, I almost did it wrong. Okay, spins. $23 underscore. Just wait for me, guys. Okay. My cat is looking for your cat. Oh, fire! Hi, I didn't even see you there. Okay, let's do this. I think that's the correct handle. Spins 23 underscore Dan Hammer. Okay, let's try it. I'm gonna try it, guys.